According to a report by the British press agency on March 19th, the US Department of War has formally requested a $200 billion budget from the Treasury to fund a ground offensive aimed at capturing Tehran and overthrowing the Islamic Republic of Iran. The proposal, now before the Treasury Department, is intended for President Donald Trump to sign into law. This massive funding request marks a significant escalation in the US-Iranian conflict, representing what would be one of the most expensive military expenditures in the department's history. The requested budget is designed to support a multi-phase campaign. This includes not only a march on the capital, but also the deployment of troops to seize key coastal areas and capture the strategically vital Strait of Hormuz from the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps IRGC. Military analysts warn that US invasion, beginning with an amphibious assault on Iran's coastline, could trigger the largest military conflict in modern history. Experts suggest that such an operation would inevitably compel US forces to advance on Tehran to achieve the stated goal of overthrowing the 47-year-old Islamic Republic government, potentially by 2026. The $200 billion request comes amid the escalating costs of the current conflict. A recent study indicates that the US, in coordination with Israel, has spent nearly $900 million on operations against Iran in the first 4 weeks of the war. Current spending is estimated at up to $11 billion per week, though the War Department projects its specific needs at $200 million weekly. The proposed budget would support the approximately 60,000 US troops currently positioned in the region. Multiple sources told the Washington Post that the War Department has submitted a package to the White House that would authorize ground troops to enter Iran, with the expectation that the Treasury will forward it to Congress swiftly. However, the approval of the full $200 billion is uncertain. While Republicans control both chambers, the proposal faces significant political obstacles. The Democratic Party, which holds the minority in the House, has historically opposed military engagements of this scale. Furthermore, some Republican voices have also expressed opposition to a full-scale ground invasion. A spokesman for the War Department declined to comment on the record. Simultaneous to planning for a mainland invasion, the Trump administration is reportedly studying options to bolster its military presence by seizing strategic Iranian islands. One key target is an island located 40 kilometers off the Iranian coast, described as a major IRGC military base and a transit point for foreign weapons. On May 17th, the US launched a significant missile strike on this island, destroying at least 90 military targets, including storage facilities and, according to witnesses, a chemical plant, though damage to the latter was reportedly limited. The US has warned that it will destroy remaining storage facilities if necessary. Capturing this island is seen as a step towards securing the Strait of Hormuz, but experts caution that without holding territory on the Iranian mainland, as forces in the strait would remain vulnerable. The push for a ground invasion is partly influenced by its ally Israel. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has articulated a position that limited strikes and territorial occupation will not end the conflict. He has stated that only the overthrow of the Islamic Republic can lead to regional stability, envisioning a Middle East free from Iranian-backed missile attacks on neighboring countries. This aligns with the view that a conclusive end to the war requires operations that go beyond hitting military targets to dismantle the regime itself. The US and Israel report extensive damage to Iran's military infrastructure over 4 weeks of conflict. Airstrikes. The US claims to have struck nearly 8,000 targets across Iran, including missile storage sites, chemical facilities, factories, and nuclear sites. Israel reports striking approximately 1,000 targets, with a recent major attack near Tehran described as severely constricting Iran's strategic depth. Air superiority. The US and Israel, deploying a combined force of approximately 600 fighter jets including B-2, B-1, F-35, F-22, and F-16 aircraft, claim to have achieved complete control over Iranian airspace. This is attributed to the severe degradation of Iran's air defense systems. Missile arsenal. US Central Command estimates that Iran's missile and drone capabilities have been reduced by approximately 95%. Iranian daily missile launches have dropped from a peak of 3,00400 in the first week to fewer than 20 per day. Naval warfare. The US Navy reports destroying over 120 Iranian warships and transport vessels as part of a larger operation that has neutralized a total of 350 Iranian naval assets. As commander stated, the IRGC Navy is now significantly degraded and unable to effectively challenge its naval power. Casualties. The US has reported 13 fatalities and approximately 200 wounded, while Iran has not released official figures. Estimates suggest military losses may exceed 1,000, including around 50 generals and high-ranking officers. In retaliation for strikes on its territory, Iran has attacked oil and gas infrastructure in neighboring Arab states, including the United Arab Emirates and Egypt, destroying refineries and storage facilities. These attacks are depleting energy resources across the region, prompting Middle Eastern nations to seek a coordinated response to the escalating conflict.